Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. Do you smell that? Smells like smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Today we're gonna be talking about the Miami Heat and are they burnt out? The Miami Heat have had a hell of a year. They've had guys out due to injuries. They've had guys out due to protocol. They've had some guys out enjoying that nightlife a little bit too much. Oh yeah, I said it. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that as well. So just kick back, relax, grab something cold to drink, cause it is gonna get hot in here. So as I've said, this season the Miami Heat, they have struggled a lot. And one person that's taken notice of it and one person that's sick of it is their captain, Jimmy Butler. Okay, so Jimmy Butler's not having it. So after a loss, someone asked him, is he frustrated with the team? And he said, it's not frustrating because we do it so often. It's almost like it's expected, in a bad way to put it. We just think we're such a good team and then reality hits us. We're humbled, and I'm glad because that's what this game does for you. So to put it short, this year has been very hard for the Miami Heat. They've had guys out due to injuries. They've had guys out due to COVID protocol. But one thing that's been consistent is the target on their back. Last year, they made a deep playoff run in the bubble. They had some of their younger guys like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. They played big and helped get them all the way to the finals. This year, there's a lot more pressure on them, and they've had to step up a lot more. And at times, they haven't been capable of doing that. The Miami Heat don't have the best record right now, and one reason why their record is so bad was because Jimmy Butler missed a significant amount of time at the start of the season. As you can see, the team was 6-12 without him. And during that time while Jimmy was out, he even lost a lot of weight. He lost up to almost a dozen pounds, as reported. We had Slim Jim going, man. It's tough. It's hard bouncing back from being sick and trying to recover from it. So he lost a little bit of weight during that time. A lot of NBA players have reported the struggles they've had recovering whenever they've gotten sick this year. Earlier in the season, Jason Tatum was sick, and when he came back, he had a hard time getting his conditioning back. So Jimmy wasn't alone in that. But enough of making excuses. Let's talk about what Jimmy has done when he has been in. He's averaging 21, 7 and 7. He's putting up career numbers. So although he hasn't got to play much, when he has been on court, he's been very effective. He's been able to carry the load for his team. In past years, the East was always considered weak. It wasn't considered as good as the West. Well, let me tell you something. The East is loaded up this year, and the Heat need Jimmy Butler if they want to make a deep run again in the playoffs. But hey, what do I know? One thing I do know is that the numbers never lie. And look at these numbers right here. The Miami Heat are 29 and 19 when Jimmy Butler plays. Now, a lot of people don't consider Jimmy a real superstar, but let's go ahead and backtrack to last year. Look at his numbers in the finals. He almost averaged a triple-double with 26 points. That's no easy feat. So as I've mentioned, Jimmy Butler was sick at the start of the season. I put up his numbers. He's having career numbers. I put up the Heat's record with Jimmy, and it shows that when he is in the lineup, they're very effective. I think the Miami Heat goes as Jimmy goes. He's their leader. He sets the tone for them. He gets down on defense. He puts up big numbers on offense. But hey, this isn't just a Jimmy Butler video. We're going to cover the rest of the team now. So just kick back, relax, and get ready for the next part. Okay. Now we're talking. We're going to talk about the big man Bam Adebayo, or Bam out of the bio if you're Kendrick Perkins. Let me tell you something about Bam Adebayo. He's a very special player. He can do everything for the Miami Heat. He can guard 1 through 5. He's a playmaker, which is rare for a big man. Let's go ahead and break down some of his numbers. Okay, so as you can see, he's averaging 18, 9, and 5 this season. As I said, Bam is a big piece for the Miami Heat. This is the guy they need to get the job done. Bam Adebayo is a one-man wrecking crew. In the paint, teams like the Bucks, teams like the Nets, they're not going to have an answer for Bam. So if Bam wants to really make an impact, if he wants his team to go far in the playoffs, if he wants things to go right for Miami, he's going to have to step it up when the time comes. Let's go ahead and check out Bam's numbers with Jimmy. So Bam Adebayo 63 and 39 with Jimmy Butler in his career. Okay, so it's looking like these two, they got good chemistry. They know how to work together. These guys get it done on the defense and the offensive end. That's probably why they made such a deep run last year. People can say whatever they want about the Miami Heat, but I know one thing. If both these guys are healthy and clicking, I know nobody in the East wants to see them in the playoffs. Okay. So we talked about Jimmy. We talked about Bam. We got to talk about their third star, Tyler Hero. Now, Tyler Hero had a hell of a year last year in the bubble. He went off. His sophomore year, okay, how's it going? He's averaging 14, 4, and 3 in his 48 games. Okay, not bad, pretty decent numbers. So as I said, those are pretty decent numbers, but people are expecting a lot more from Tyler Hero. People are expecting him to make a more significant jump considering how well he played in the finals last year. Now, there are reports out there that Tyler Hero is enjoying that Miami nightlife a little bit too much, which is understandable. You gotta understand that Tyler Hero is a younger guy. Success has come fast for him in a short amount of time. It's only natural that, he's gonna wanna enjoy himself. He's gonna wanna celebrate. He's living a whole new lifestyle. So, as I've mentioned, Tyler's had a little bit of fun. He's been out hanging out with Jack Harlow. He's been out with Instagram models. He's been living it up. And we have a quote here that says, "Everybody's entitled to their own personal life." We get down to the bottom, but they talk about how this is different because this kid is 21, and they feel like Tyler's living a little too fast and moving a little too quick. Look, as I said, Tyler is a younger guy. I completely understand. But if he wants to continue to have a long, successful career, he's going to have to be that superhero. He's got to stay focused on the court. He's got to keep his perspective right. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Tyler Hero and his immaturity off the court. Let's talk about Duncan Robinson. He's kind of the yin or the yang to Tyler Hero. Where Tyler lacks maturity, Duncan has maturity. Where Duncan lacks confidence, Tyler has confidence. It's too bad these guys can't do like a fusion dance or something because those two together would be dangerous. So as our graphic said, Duncan Robinson has hit 509 three-pointers in his career. That's amazing, that's great. But here's the thing, Duncan Robinson isn't always as aggressive as he needs to be. I remember last year in the bubble, Jimmy Butler talked about how they need Duncan Robinson to be more aggressive so they could win a series. We have a quote here that Jimmy predicted that Duncan Robinson would hit some threes for them, and he did. Those games when Duncan Robinson is aggressive, the team tends to win. So this year, the Miami Heat brought in Nemanja Bjelica. They brought him from Sacramento. They brought in Dwayne Dedman. They brought in more shooters and role players that could help out the team for when, guys like Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson aren't being aggressive enough. Unfortunately, one player that they had to let go was Kelly Olynyk, and let me tell you something, if you play fantasy, Kelly Olynyk can put up some numbers. He's a great player, and he's undervalued. In that Kelly Olynyk trade was Victor Oladipo. Now, Victor Oladipo has secretly been campaigning to try to get on the Miami Heat for a while now. He's friends with Bam Adebayo, he's friends with Jimmy, he's friends with all those guys. So the Miami Heat, they go out, they trade for him, and unfortunately, Victor Oladipo gets injured right when he joins the team, which is unfortunate. With the Miami Heat being burnt out, with the Miami Heat suffering like they are this year, a guy like Victor Oladipo could have really helped them out a lot, and it's really unfortunate that he hasn't had time to develop his chemistry with the team. The next player that the Miami Heat missed out on is Kyle Lowry. As I said in other videos, a lot of teams wanted Lowry. He's a great point guard. He's a champion. He's a leader. Kyle Lowry just gets it done. And it's really unfortunate that the Miami Heat couldn't get him because he could have helped them out a lot as well. Maybe this offseason they'll make a run at him again. Okay, so the team, they missed out on Kyle Lowry. The team also missed out on Bradley Beal. And let me tell you something, Bradley Beal is averaging 31 points this season. He's a sharp shooter. He's a prolific scorer. He's great wherever he goes, and he could have really helped out the Miami Heat. Now, Bradley Beal has been very firm in saying he wants to stay with the Washington Wizards. There's even an article here, or a quote we have here, where he talks about how he feels like it's weird that people are hating on him for wanting to stay with the Washington Wizards. I feel like Bradley Beal's in the same boat as Damian Lillard. Both those guys are really committed to their organization, yet if they went to another team like a contender like the Miami Heat, boy, I think they could make a lot of noise. Okay, so the Heat, they missed out on Lowry and Beal. They got Oladipo, but he's been hurt. So one guy that's had to step up is Kendrick Nunn. Oh yeah, good kid in Vice City. Kendrick Nunn has been putting up some good points, but here's the thing. Kendrick Nunn starts behind Goran Dragic, so he doesn't always get to play. But when he does, and when his number's called, he seems to deliver. Don't forget, Kendrick Nunn was a Rookie of the Year candidate. Now, once they went into the bubble, he didn't play as well, he didn't play as good, but before that, he was having a hell of a year. So we broke down the numbers for individual players. Let's go ahead and break down some team numbers. Now, right now, that Heat is set on low. The Miami Heat have an offensive rating of 22nd. And that's not going to cut it in this league. If they want to make a deep playoff run, they got to get those numbers up. Let's hope Victor Oladipo can help them out with that. What wins championships for 500? I'll tell you what does. defense. And the Miami Heat are ranked 6th in defense. So guess what? If they can't score on one side of the court, they're not going to let you score either. They're locking people up. Oh my goodness. Okay, we get it, Lizzy. You're a Miami Heat fan. You told us all the big stories. You talked about the trade for Victor Oladipo. You talked about the big man Bam Adebayo, who's a playmaker, a facilitator, and a hell of a defender. We also talked about Tyler Hero. He's out there living that lifestyle. He's out with the IG models. He's out with Jack Harlow. He's doing the damn thing. Well, you know what? The way he played last year, I'll be partying too. But now, it's back to business. We can't be burnt out. Let's talk about what's going on in the East. So one team in the East that the Heat are going to have to look out for is the Brooklyn Nets. KD, Kyrie, and Harden. They ain't nothing to play with. Ben Simmons, who's looking pretty good as like defender of the year. Joel Embiid, who's looking like MVP. We got to watch out for the 76ers. Who else is on that list? The New York Knicks. Oh, hell no. It's getting crazy up in the East. The Knicks are competing. Man, can't get burnt out now. Got to relight that flame. It's lit. It's that time. It's time to look at the standings. And if the playoffs start today, the Miami Heat, they're taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, hell no. They're going to be taking on the Nets with all those offensive weapons. KD, Harden, Irving. Oh, man. Now, I got one question. Who on the Nets is going to stop Bam Adebayo? It ain't DeAndre Jordan. It ain't Blake Griffin. And it sure ain't Claxton. Don't count the Heat out already. Don't think they're fizzled out. Don't think they're burnt out. They got all the weapons they need to get back to that championship. Also, I just want to end on this note. A lot of people try to discredit the Heat and say their run in the bubble was just a fluke, and how this year, how they're being exposed. Okay, well, the Miami Heat are the 7th seed. We go over to the West and look at the champions of last year, the Lakers. They're the 6th seed. That's food for thought right there. But anyways, what do I know? Hey man, I know this. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2,000. It ain't easy. But anyways, could we see a rematch in the finals this year with the Lakers and the Miami Heat? I think so. I don't think the Miami Heat are burnt out. I think they're about to heat up at the right time. It's lit. It's hot. They're ready for round 2.